It's time.
It's tea time.
It's tea time.
Denny's right off the set from a 1990s South Korean thriller where he was playing the drug boss.
Short words. Mustache.
Definitely from New York.
I'm 7 feet tall. This is a thing.
The killer from Long Island.
I'm vaguely Italian.
That's true. Oh yeah, they love to incorporate the mafia boss. Yeah. Need to add a vowel to the end of your name. Cipino.
What the hell are we doing? We're doing a tea show. What are we drinking, sir?
We are drinking some 2000 8582 traditionally stored. This is from Yee On Tea, so cool. Some Hong Kong storage. We just ate some Vietnamese food. Yeah. So I'm gonna have some of this and then maybe a little mix it up.
Cool. Yeah. The color of the leaves, the dry leaves were quite brown. Almost looked like right.
Yeah, and we would kind of expect that sort of profile here. Yeah, take a smell there.
Definitely. Still some butter in there too.
Get that.
Smells great. You're a little crooked. Oh well. They already knew that.
Dutch angles.
I know, right? I wonder if people know that. That's some film stuff, y'all.
Probably some people.
Ask Bard. Alright, cool. Yeah. 23-year-old.
Shoutouts to the AI right there.
Shoutouts to the AI.
Our eventual replacement.
Yeah. Cool. Any reason why you're using this specific teapot?
Oh, I use this pot for more traditionally stored teas. So,
cool.
Like the Dinker sort of teas, this pot usually makes an appearance. But you're right, it's not the pot I use for most sessions we do. How's it smell?
It smells great. Old.
Cheerio, old mate.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Salut. Cheerio. Alright, this is gonna be hot.
Someone suggested you have to come up with another word to combat Cheerio. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
You can workshop it for the next 100 episodes.
Thanks. That's literally what will happen.
It'll be like episode 564. You'll be like, I got it,
finally. Yeah. Inspiration is struck.
Yeah. I'm gonna just like immediately start coughing up my tea too.
Good. It's hot. Sweet. Nice sweet finish. Very round.
Yeah, so the 8582 in this case is the recipe of the tea. I don't think this is an official dye production, so the quality and the control could vary a little bit, but usually the second 8 in there, so the 858, that would mean the kind of like leaf size in this case, so we're talking about larger leaves here, because the scale goes from basically 0 to 9.
This is really lovely. Very cozy. It's kind of a dreary day today, actually, which is kind of nice. Good change up. August 9th when we're filming this. But yeah, cloudy. A little rain outside, actually.
Yeah, a pretty standard Seattle day if it were not summertime.
Yeah, this is very sweet. Woody.
Yeah, I'd say the profile is simple, but it's nice.
Totally. Yeah, a little minerally on the end of it. Sweet, woody, not particularly fruity, not particularly floral. Just tastes good. I don't know how I would judge this if I were drinking this blind. I don't know if I could tell how old this was. It doesn't taste super old to me. But where it's ending up tastes old, I guess. Those are old notes.
Yeah, take a smell of that now. The fragrance very much coming out.
Cool.
Definitely want to use very hot water, boiling water for something like this.
Yeah, it almost has a kind of a round, sweet oolong, roasted oolong thing going on a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice sweetness to it too.
Right.
Yeah.
It smells a little bit medicinal in here though.
Is it the beet lovers or the tomato lovers? Who are we getting here?
Honestly, it's like surprisingly saccharine sweet, I would say. It doesn't actually. It's it's kind of like when we say saccharine sweet, it's like sugar water sweet. It just like tastes sweet.
Yeah.
It doesn't have as much flavor.
I would say this is earthy, but we have had earthier teas.
Yeah.
This is not quite garden bed, although
Right.
we're getting into that genre of flavors.
Yeah,
Though.
but it's not funky. When you say earthy, it's not like it's mushroomy or dank. More, earthy in like a dirt kind of way. Really nice.
Earthy in a kind of dirt kind of way. Nice.
Lovely.
Yeah. Lovely bouquet.
Really smooth. I like the viscosity of it. This feels to me like a really elevated daily drinker. I know the actual material itself is kind of higher class than that. I wouldn't drink this every day. It'd probably be kind of expensive, but...
I would agree with you. I think this would actually be a perfect sort of daily drinker, assuming the price was not too outrageous.
I love the sweetness. Bomb test?
Probably not, but I mean, like, it's as close of a style of this style of tea as passing.
Yeah.
It's like very clean. It's a nice
Right.
profile. It's not too murky, but the flavor profile is a pretty foreign one for newer drinkers.
Yeah.
Ultralight?
I think so.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of smell in the cup that would make me think this could get a little bit bitter, but you're pushing it hard. You're brewing it in clay.
Yeah.
I would think it would handle grandpa style pretty well.
I think so, yeah. Cheers.
Cheerio.
Yeah, very consistent, I'd say. There's a little bit of a change here, steep in, steep out, but for the most part, it's been pretty constant as its profile. And it feels like one of those teas that's going to be brewing out like this for quite some time.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see how big of a production run this was in total.
It's probably pretty big.
Right,
Yeah.
in which case that kind of explains a little bit of its simplicity. But also there's something good about that, which is, I mean, I know you mentioned standardization isn't as high this time of production, but,
Yeah.
it's kind of nice.
Yeah, and I will say also to that point, it's like teas like this, especially in this era, when they're naming teas these very sort of bland titles, they definitely did not envision a future where people are drinking it in this way and like really appreciating it. So, like the simplicity is probably mostly by design, I would say, and kind of creating this specific, extremely drinkable, in my view, profile.
Yeah, I wonder how this was on first pressing, because to me it doesn't taste like it had a lot of super intense flavors that have been aged out. Quite the opposite. It probably tasted pretty drinkable early on. As you said, it's kind of intended for to be consumed quickly.
Yeah.
Really tasty. Let's do one more steeping. I like it.
Yeah.
Why not? And for this actual vessel with this small spout, is there an advantage to that with this kind of a tea?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it pours relatively fast, but I mean, that's not totally necessary. A tea like this, you don't need it to pour super fast.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I just happen to use this style of tea for these types of teas, and that's more or less kind of the school of thought to brew stuff. Like, the flavor profile of this is very different than kind of like something a little more in that semi-aged category, I'd say.
Totally.
This is like very much ready to drink. I don't think you need to wait 5 years or 10 years to drink this tea.
Yeah, absolutely. And the sort of practical reality is it can be pouring, and while pouring, steeping for longer, and it won't make the tea abrasive. Whereas something that's young, that could be a bit more intense, you might even want to do a gongfu style with a gaiwan, just so that gaiwan, just so that you can actually pour it really quickly and do as fast of a flash steep as you possibly could.
Yeah, generally speaking, you can use pots for most pu'erh, but for young tea, I will usually do kind of what you just said and go for that. You can really take in the fragrance that way as well, and just really having complete control over steep time is nice. Whereas here, if you get a clog there, it's no matter. It's like you might get a little more bitterness, but this is not a bitter tea, so it's going to be kind of the nature of it synergizes well with a pot like this.
Totally. Yeah, I'm tasting absolutely no bitterness here.
Cheers.
Cheers. Beautiful. Just like deep maroon.
Yeah.
Really clean.
And I'd say this tea is probably actually, seasonally, to me at least, this crosses me as more of a fall-winter sort of tea.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that there's anything wrong with drinking it right now.
Right.
It's quite nice after a meal. It just feels very clean and sort of cleansing.
Yeah, but I agree. Yeah, just the notes on this. It's delicious. I would recommend picking this up. Where was this?
Yeah, so you can get this, I believe, from Yee On Tea. They have all kinds of traditionally stored teas. Their teas tend to be a certain sort of style.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like me or Denny and you like that style, I totally recommend kind of checking them out. They have a bunch of different 858 so I'm not actually sure what this one costs. This was one of those samples that was lying around. I was doing kind of a deep clean of my samples, and I was like, oh, I should bring this onto the show. And because we've done so many episodes, I have to Google to make sure we have not done this tea before on the show. But I think it's it's a good quality tea. I trust Yee On Tea's quality, and it's now 23 years old and very much ready to be consumed.
Yeah, this is a pickup. In my book, really tasty. Teas don't have to be wildly complex to be really enjoyable. This is a great example of that. Really great classic style flavor. Doesn't need to be wildly dynamic. This is one of those teas that if you were going to be introducing someone to Old Raw, it would be a great tea to introduce them to. Hard to sort of fight with the flavors on this sort of a tea. Maybe not for everyone who's just getting started, but really, really tasty.
Yeah, and I mean, if you are just getting started and you want to try this type of tea, I'd say absolutely go out and do it. There's just no guarantee that you're going to get a hit for something like this.
Yeah, cool. Well, do the things. We're not very good at marketing. We'll be filming another one of these here in a little bit, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace!